Hi, it's Dan Harmon. If you're like me, you're a big fan of Harmontown, the podcast, and you wish that you didn't have to wait so long for it to drop after we record it. But here's the thing. Jeff Spencer, take it.
You do not have to wait.
You can not only hear it right after it happens, you can watch it too in delicious, deluxe, high-definition multicam on your browser or your mobile phone.
We do edit some stuff out sometimes. Like, I'll say something so incredibly racist that we will catch it right before it drops as a podcast.
But you get to watch Dan right before the sedition hearing when he talks shit about Trump again.
Right.
Sometimes we have really famous guests, but we just cut it out of the podcast entirely.
Because it turns out they're pedophiles.
Sometimes Spencer's never wearing a shirt.
Most of the time. We put that in post.
Not to mention all the times you always hear people laughing at something that doesn't sound funny because someone is making a funny face or wearing a funny shirt.
Yeah, for $5 you get to watch all that stuff. You can see the weirdos sitting down, like getting nervous on camera. There's like one camera that's just right up someone's nose, and they're always picking their nose and stuff like that. That's good.
As if that wasn't enough, here's some political incentive. We will match your new subscription to the Harmontown live feed up until April 15th. The day of the big tax march. We'll match it with a donation to the ACLU,
which stands for a clue, which is what you should get.
And I know that's triggering your thought of going, doesn't the ACLU now have $800 million? Because, but here's the thing. ACLU money is like toilet paper money. It never expires.
But if political encouragement weren't enough, some apolitical encouragement is if you sign up, you get access to a year and a half of our back catalog of video episodes, including a tour in Australia and Harmon Country, as well as audio downloads on the night of the record, on just minutes after it airs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many times have you been listening to Harmontown for free after Wednesday and thought, I would really want to know what that guy looks like or what she looks like, or I want to see exactly how uncomfortable the audience is when Adam Goldberg is on stage. Mm-hmm. Now, for $5 a month, you get to see it as well as hear it. You can almost taste the Harmontown. Go to harmontown.com/live for your subscription to watch us as well as hear us. It really, really is a taste treat. Dan gave me little eyebrows.
I was like, holy shit, that guy just hit the bullseye. It really is a taste treat.
This show is being brought to you by My Brother Sneaker, a new podcast on Feral Audio, hosted by me, Yasser Lester.
And me, Isaiah Lester.
We're brothers, and we are a sneaker podcast talking about the hottest new releases, the hottest upcoming drops, and things we kind of just want to talk about.
And please keep in mind we're just fans.
Okay.
Don't jack us for our sneakers. We're not hype beasts. We don't have any special inside.
Yeah, we're not resellers. We're just two dudes who like shoes. We like the art, the design, and culture, and we talk about it ad nauseum.
Mm-hmm.
Coming March 6th to Feral Audio.
Feral Audio.
Happy New Year. I missed you all so much. It feels like a long time. It feels like almost last year. From Hollywood, California. In the year Enter Domini 2017, Harmontown is now in session. It's great to be back. You know what's even greater? Spencer Crittenden. What's up, bro? Hey, man. Let's bring out the mayor of Harmontown, Dan Harmon.
Thank you very much. Happy New Year. Hello, Jane. Well, how about that Meryl Streep, huh? She won something, and she made a speech. She made a nice long speech. It was nice.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
She very, very specifically chided Trump specifically for his mocking of the disabled reporter, which really was the kind of I don't know. I don't want a bunch of women to go like, what about the grab him in the pussy thing? It's not a competition. But she was like, she's Meryl Streep, so she's like she said it broke her heart, and it's like, at this point, even if it was a fake election, or even if it wasn't, like he kind of lost at this point. He kind of like you'd rather, if he lost the election, Meryl Streep might like him one day. But he won, and now he's just damned forever. I would rather not be president and have Meryl Streep like me, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but he doesn't care.
Yeah.
He just wants people to say his name out loud. He loves it.
Yeah, thanks. That's a good counterpoint. It's true. He does like attention, doesn't he? All right. Well, you know what? It was a bad thing that Meryl Streep talked about.
What was the award she won? What was the event?
Golden Globe. It's about time she got one. And Donald Glover just found out. I was scooching through all these things. I don't know, Golden Globes. I never care about them, but it was Donald Glover's show. Atlanta won Best Show as far as the best comedy / music show, and he won Best Actor. So congratulations! I really got to check out that show. I've really
how much?
A lot of catching up to do on my friends' shows.
At a scale of 0 to 100. Percent, which is what 100 means. How much? Be honest. Do you feel responsible for Donald Glover's success?
2%, because there's absolutely no way if he hadn't been cast on Community, he would have been cast on something else. Him getting cast on Community was a result of him sharing a manager with the Russo brothers. Joe Russo was like, look, hot tip, forget filling this role of this podunk football player guy. Just put a star in your show before he becomes globally famous. And he was absolutely right. All of these Community actors have gone on to amazing things, and a ton of that credit goes to the Russo brothers for their wisdom in the casting process. They said, do Allison Brie for sure, and stuff like that. A lot of credit to them. And Donald for sure it wouldn't have mattered if you hadn't been cast on Community. It would have been anything else, and then that would have been the place where everybody first saw that he was a genius, and then he would have gone and done Atlanta or whatever. I mean, the guy is he's just going to eat the moon next. He's just going to eat it, and everyone's going to go, I can't believe someone ate the moon. It was well, did you meet Donald Glover?
Where is Harmontown going to go for our colony if he eats the moon?
We can live on Donald Glover's head.
But we have to kill Donald Glover.
Let's not make assumptions. That's breaking.
You just said he's going to eat our colony as a home base.
But I broke the third of the 4 agreements when I said that. I made an assumption. I think that's what.
Is there an assumption about not living on someone's head?
No, I made an assumption. What? And a good.
You proposed that we could live on his head, and that seems.
I'm not judging. You're so drunk.
I'm not drunk at all.
You're not drunk. All right. Well, good. Then I'm really not judging. I'm just concerned about you now.
You're drunk. Now, my voice is scratchy, so I'm going to kind of come in and out vocally.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I have a scratchy voice too, so it's going to take me a second to pull up my notes.
I thought you were going to say I apologize, but that was never going to happen.
Well, what did I? I'm sorry. I accused you of being drunk.
Okay.
Is that what I did wrong?
That's for starters.
I was dismissive of you as a person.
Yes.
Which is bad.
Agreed.
Makes you feel bad, and it also breaks one of my 4 agreements, which is I was not impeccable with my word. I used my word to create black magic instead of white magic, which seems racist. A racist distinction, but maybe the 5th agreement is be racist, and the guy just left that out of the book because he knew he'd sell more copies. I don't know. He talks a lot about black magic and white magic. I'm like, careful. But at any rate, I cast some black magic on you. Bad magic. Sorry, it won't happen again. Well, I can't make assumptions. I will try to make it stop happening. I'm working on it. I'm in therapy. Let's see, Meryl Streep.
Are you drunk?
No, not yet. I mean, I'm gonna get drunk up here. All right. Well, so I mean, just politics corner. Like, so Spencer.
Hey guys.
Whoa, you're drunk.
No, man. No.
Isn't it perfectly feasible to accept election results and also want the winner investigated for treason? Like can't you just why is it every time it's like this is a big deal? Like it's the intelligence community say, okay, yeah, there was an order to interfere, there was all these things like now the only thing left to do is to ask who knew what and when. If there was collusion, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, if, for instance, Roger Stone was tweeting evidence of collusion with Julian Assange before the WikiLeaks leaks dropped, that would be very highly interesting for, maybe people to know.
Yeah.
Like if he, for instance, tweeted 3 separate times, like weird things that alluded to the fact that Julian Assange is going to leak helpful stuff to his campaign and that they were going to win the election for it. That might be you might be able to build a case off of something like that.
I need something that's more just, I would like to maybe take just a peek at the tax forms.
Yeah, I'm just saying, just as a starting point on public record where, I mean, that's just, that alone should be like, yeah, let's investigate this whole fucking thing.
Yeah, because didn't we put people to death because they told some people about some stuff with the atomic bomb? I mean, we take treason very seriously still in this country.
It's treason. We call it treason.
Yeah, it's a bad word. And it doesn't, but if you say anything like, well, this seems bad, we should look into this, what you get back is, yeah, but emails. And I'm like, okay, but that election's over, kid, or are you a Russian troll bot now? But okay, so that election is over. We just need to now know, preferably before the inauguration, does he belong in prison? Right. It's congratulations, you won. Now I need to see all of your tax information from the year 1987 when you were going over to Russia to talk about building hotels, all the way through you marrying your Czechoslovakian wife. Yeah. And
I mean, it's common knowledge. He can't borrow from American banks. He is tied up in Russian financial assets, and that's just, we know that. We can't prove it, but everyone knows that. And it's like, that might very well lead exactly, it might say like Putin, like personal check. It might say that.
There might be isn't this all the government? I mean, what can't you just now at this point, if all of the intelligence agencies say, yeah, this is a thing, can't you now just you don't even have to subpoena, can't you just walk across the hall to the IRS and take something from one cabinet and put it in another cabinet?
Yeah, you would think. You certainly would think.
Also, in a world where you can hack everything, somebody hack this motherfucker. Hack him up.
Most people.
How do we get our best people or our worst people on the job and hack his tax returns?
Most people believe that probably has happened long ago, either at the same time as because what better, all the better. I mean, that's just pure speculation at this point, but it also just makes perfect sense from a game theory perspective, to just like go, okay, now we have all the, all of the information on them as well, and now you just have a president. Like it's a crazy like sci-fi novel. But I don't want to go that far because it's like it gets tangled up in this thing where people think that you're trying to say he's not allowed to be president. No fairsies, do-oversies. I'm not saying that. I just want to know if my new president belongs in prison yet.
I'm a firm believer in I think it's the 13th Amendment, which is no cuts, no butts, no coconuts.
And it's insane that 20 amendments later, we got the no coconuts.
Why was that? Why
it took us so fucking?
God,
it's crazy.
We're so backwards as a people.
It's like. All right, so I almost drowned in Fiji, but Cody saved me.
Wait, I didn't hear about this. I was with you for a week in New York. I didn't know that you almost died.
Well, it wasn't like, I mean, it was to be expected. Like when you look at me and imagine me walking into the ocean, like, what do you think is going to happen? So I didn't think it was like big news. I was like, it would be like if I went on a roller coaster and I was like, I got pretty sick, and I wouldn't like even tweet that. I'd be like,
but not to be diminishing, you seem buoyant.
Which is what Cody kept assuring me. She's like, you'll float. And I'm like, noted, but I'm dying. I swear it was just like muscle to like weight or something. I don't know. It's like, I just kept, she's like a little bean and she fucking like zips. We went out snorkeling and she's like, vut, 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 like a UFO. And then when she was a little speck, I was like, Cody, you're too far. And then I came out a little bit more, and I was like, my flippers aren't touching the sand. That's my deal breaker in snorkeling. I need flipper tips to touch sand. I'm not a pussy. I'm not saying I need to be able to stand up and have my head above water. I just need to be able to graze the sand with my flipper tips. And when that stopped
flipper
being
tips go whoop whoop.
That's only in the morning.
You're supposed to be up making breakfast.
That's like an alarm clock. It's just for decoration, man. That's all.
That's it, and that's all, man.
All right. Come on. All right, we're dating ourselves.
We are? Oh,
yeah.
How romantic.
I know. Next thing we'll be talking about Techno Viking. These kids, their first memory is the OK Go video. It was playing in the maternity ward lobby. So anyway, yeah. So I was floating, and I saw her little head. I'm like, well, if my flippers can't touch sand, then she's in Shark World, and I was like, you should come back, and she's like, zip, okay, zip, and then she went over, and I was like, all right, that's good. Now that that's done, I'll just go join her, and by doing this for like 20 minutes, look at the sand underneath. It's so great to have a snorkel as I can breathe, and then I just look up, and I'm like in the same spot. And she's just and then I was like, Cody. After a while, because I said I'm starting to panic. I said, don't panic. I am already. I waited until I started to say something, and she's like, ah. And I was like, and then I just started. I was like, at a certain point, she comes over and she's like, just paddle, and I'm like, I've been paddling, and I'm yelling at her. I'm like, this is how people die. This is how they die. And she says, I finally got to a point, I swear, where I said, go on without me, and here's why. Because I was that convinced I was actually dying. Like, believe me, if I thought I had a chance at survival, I would have risked killing her trying to live. I'm not a hero. I just was so certain she couldn't save me. I didn't want to die and also have her blood on my hands. So I was like, just go. I don't want to die an extra guilty death. I just want to feel bad about everything I've eaten, and while I slowly sink to the bottom, the 4 foot ocean floor.
Just one flipper length away from the bottom of the ocean.
By the way, a crab crawled on my fucking body. Before I got out there, that should have been an omen. I shouldn't have gone out there. There was, there's sticks and shit. It's all beautiful. It's crystal blue ocean, and you can see the ground through it. But then it'll be like a diaper. And I won't assume it's like negligent parents. I'm assuming it's like an adventurous kid or something. It's like, but like sticks and like moss. So you try to steer clear of the debris, and then some shit hits you, and you're like, ugh. And then there was like a thing. It was like a little tickle thing, and I was like, what is that? What? And then I turn around, like, what the hell was that tickle? It was a fucking crab going, what are you doing? What? And I was like, but you're moving in water, and you can't. I'm like the Titanic, and he's like a little DiCaprio. Like he's just moving. I didn't see the movie, but I assume the physics involved in was part of the plot. It's like moving towards me, so I'm trying to do like the Dune blade thing, where it's like I move slow so that I can get. Oh, but the crab is faster. He's like, and he wants to be on me, and I don't know why. And then he crawled back on me again, and so I take out my snorkel, my breathing apparatus. I'm like, okay, God, and he's on the other side. And then I hear this laughing, and it's these 4 Fijian kids who are like 20 feet away, and they're just laughing and pointing. And it actually made me feel better, because the Fijian people are very, very nice, and children, of course, as we all know, are wonderful. But they weren't like, I don't think they weren't like, ha ha, he's gonna die. So they were like, ha ha, that must be a crab. Like they could tell from my movements. It was like for his first crab or something. And I was like, oh, if that's a bit here, then I'm safe. And I said, they look like fucking cartoon crabs. It looks like a goddamn deep fried soft shell crab, but it's alive.
Wait. Try to paint the picture for me. It's crab shaped.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I get out there and I'm like dying. And then Cody's like trying to haul me, and I'm like, you're just gonna kill yourself. Just get out of here. And she's like, Dan, just grab Otto.
Well, you thought you were gonna take her down with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I said go on without me. Because that's what they teach you in swim class. I took a swim class. In gym they said like, don't, if somebody's drowning, you gotta know how to save people a certain way if you're a lifeguard, because drowning people will just kill you. They're just weapons in the water. They don't even know. They'll kill you as soon as look at you because they're drowning. They've been given. They're like a 28 days later person. They don't even know who you are. They're just trying to stay above water. And if you go out to them, they'll try to climb on top of you, and then they'll like, I need 4 more people so I can stand. And then they'll be like, Josh, oh! And they'll feel terrible, but it'll be too late for Josh. And don't be a Josh is what they said. Those were the poster in the lifeguard class that I took. So I said, go on without me. But then what I did is she did like a little frog stroke thing, and I just grabbed her little butt, and she just slowly towed me into shore. And I was like, well, if I just die just squeezing this little tushy. It was nice. She was right. I wasn't really anywhere near death ever. But it's the thought that counts, I think, with near-death experiences. If you think that you're dying, then that's because that doesn't count with murder. But with near-death experience, the thought does count. The thought doesn't count with murder. Attempted murder, the thought counts. In the eyes of the law.
Right.
So anyways.
I'm glad you're alive. That would have been a terrible way to die.
Yeah. I saw this like Forensic Files or something, where a guy took 3 women out on a boat, and he just had his way with them.
Yeah, I saw that one.
You saw that one?
Yeah, I've seen them all.
And then just cinder blocks. And, fuck it. That's the worst way to die, right? Like being alive and being thrown overboard with a thing,
Yeah, that's fucked up.
That's got to be the worst way to die. What, you're shaking your head,
No,
Steve
no,
Levy?
no,
Steve Levy has better way. Steve just going like this. He's like, no, anti-aircraft round shot from 300 meters through your gallbladder. You'll die over 3 days. Like he has some dark thought in him.
The thing about if I'm remembering that Forensic Files well enough, they didn't all go over at once. Like one girl watched them all go over. Like she knew she was next.
Ugh.
It's not just I'm not and I will pass out in 30 seconds. She watched the whole thing go, and that's fucked up.
Yeah, she's like he's not gonna do that and then bring me into shore and so tell me about yourself.
Like Juan Perón, like in Argentina, like during his reign, when they had dissidents there, the way that they got rid of people, they would fly a plane up, and everyone that was on the ground saw the plane. They know what was happening. They'd fly them over the river, and they would just toss you out of the plane. But they didn't just fly you up and toss you out. They flew you around for a while, and they blindfolded you, and the plane was full of just piss and shit because everybody's emptying their bowels because they know what's going to happen.
Perhaps he's wondering why you'd shoot a man before throwing him out of a plane. That's a little Bane. It's Batman 3. A little movie called Batman 3 that's from.
I mean,
Littlefinger fucking got it in that plane, right? Or wait, was that Littlefinger? Yeah, that was Littlefinger. Yeah. Oh, what a show. What a new year. What a show. All right, so here's my last Fiji thing I'll share. Yeah, everybody's, you're running into all your friends and they've all been somewhere and they got to tell you a bunch of shit you don't care about. I'm not accepted. I am no exception. My lack of exceptionality will make me unaccepted when I tell you my last Fiji story. So everybody, when you land, everybody goes, you got to try kava. You got to do this kava stuff. And so I asked at the resort. I had no plans on stepping off of the resort, but I also was curious, is this a place where you can step off the resort? I'm not a worldly man. I'm not a geopolitical expert. I dropped out of college. I don't know. So I asked the driver on the way from the airport, because the airport was either under a lot of construction or maybe it's a third world country. And I safer to assume the latter. I didn't see any "Pardon Our Dust" signs. And I didn't see any portraits of anybody that looked democratically elected. So I asked a few questions on the ride to the resort. I said, like, so how does the government work here? It was like, it's a democracy. I'm like, yeah, all right. How is it? Well, what do you have? Like a president? Is there a president and a prime minister? So how often do you have elections? Oh, every 4 or 5 years. Why does it change sometimes? Well, we're in a little bit of a transition. Okay, all right, okay, that's all I needed to hear. But then I heard some more. They're in the military, and they're buddies, the prime minister and the president. And they run things, and they run a tight ship over there. So I'm like, that doesn't really tell me. I was like, well, are tourists safe? Like, are you driving through these neighborhoods? It's like, it's not like there's definitely poverty, but you're not seeing like crime poverty. It's not like broken windows. It's just like poverty. So, which is a thing that my Western brain is kind of like not the purpose. The big part of the story is that I'm not really able to compute that yet. Like if I see certain physical characteristics of a building or a vehicle or something like that, I'm immediately feeling like I'm in danger. And this is like a pretty broke place if you're not on a resort. And so I was like, well, we'll probably just stay on the resort the whole time. So I go up to the bartender at the resort. So what's the deal with the kava thing? What's the kava situation? They do this thing. I'm like, okay, it's like a gimmick here. Like it's like kava, and then he's like, he says the guy, and then another guy says like, oh, you have to do it in a ritual. Okay, sure. It's beer pong. You could say the same thing. Like, and it's like, oh, well, there's another ritual. Oh, there's no ritual scheduled because it's the holidays or something like that. Or you'll have to schedule and talk to my boss or something. So I'm like, and I go to Cody and I say, we have to schedule a ritual if we want to do kava. Is that well? And then the pool boy is like, do you want to do kava? I'm like, yes, pool boy, I do. And he says, you can do kava with me and my family. And I'm like, okay, pool boy, please go on. And he's like, well, you could do it here, but if you want it, do you want to do it in the village? And Cody's like, yeah, you're supposed to do it in the village. That's what I heard. Do it in the village. And I'm like, okay, well, how would we do it in the village? Well, I'll pick you up. Like, let's say I get out of here like 7, 8, like 8:30. Meet me. I'll just meet me outside, and I'll take you to my neighborhood, and we'll do kava. And go in the back. Because the front is like, bleh. But he's like everyone in Fiji has this, like, it just radiates this joy, this like friendliness, which if you don't trust them makes it seem like the first act of an Eli Roth movie. Like not that Eli Roth movies are famous for their structure. But they do have first acts. Thresholds are crossed, and before they are, people are like, "Yay! Let's take our shirt off and laugh, have fun," and then everyone's happy, and then there's these welding torches and things. So, like he has an oov. Okay. So he's like and I made a couple jokes because I'm like I don't want to be offensive. That would be an awful thing, but I do also want to say out loud if I'm gonna die, like, we're not gonna die, are we? So I did, and he's like, come on, it's Fiji, man, come on. I'm not trying to do their accent. It's like part Jamaican, part like, I don't know, something else. Like it sounds like they're just, it's islandy and joyful, and it's all smiles and just relax. And so you don't know, you're just thinking like, I'm gonna die.
So you're doing village kava, not pool boy family kava.
We're doing the village is Pool Boy's family.
Okay.
Yeah. We're doing that.
But you're not doing the sanctioned hotel.
We're not doing safety belt, like overseen like candlelight dinner.
Doing Eli Roth kava.
Yeah, it's like you and Tim Allen's family is joining you because they also wanted to do kava. Like no, we're not doing that. We're getting into the Pool Boy's car under cover of darkness off of the resort, past a sign that says "Don't do this." By a bridge where there was a dog eating, we don't know what. It could have been another dog. The dog was stoked, but that could be because he won. I don't know if he was friendly, but he licked Cody, and she was like, "Oh, he's so cute." Oh, it was like a rat licked her. Like it was like he was vermin. Like we think dogs are man's best friend, but they're vermin in some places. The vermin dog. It was a vermin dog. And they run around everywhere. They're just dogs, They're
you should have a travel show.
Yeah.
You should
So we go out to the bridge, the place where they say don't. It says don't go past this. They've signed the resort. Well, they're biased, Of course, they want you to stay there.
Yeah.
It's their money. So, but also that's the same sign they'd have there if you were going to die. Remember the crocodile that everyone blamed the family for? They're an alligator or whatever. It's like, oh, there was a sign that said don't go over here in Disneyland, and they went, and the alligator ate their kid, and everyone was like, there was a sign. Fucking don't side with a corporation if a lizard eats your kid. Can we have one fucking rule before we all blow ourselves up? Can we go out not having sided with lizards? Do we have to get that low before we die? It's like, I'm with the lizard. Let the lizard finish. Hear him out. I'm just saying there was a sign. Chomp chomp.
So you and Cody are in the back seat of a guy's car.
So we get to the thing, and it's like, and then the guy's like, he's not showing up, and like part of me is like, whew, like good, like now I don't look like a pussy in front of Cody, but also we're not gonna die. So like we waited a half hour, and it's like even there's a whole thing, Fiji time, man, Fiji time. It's like this joke. It's like, well, if you have a name for it, there's like T-shirts that say Fiji time. It's like a whole thing where it's like, oh, if you order a drink, you get it a half hour later. How long did it take you to make the T-shirt? Fucking just make the drink, not the T-shirt. Don't be proud of it. They're not a tip-motivated culture, Jeff. It's just like, there's all that anxiety that makes us shoot each other in the States. That's the dark side of the coin that results in a little hustle when you order your drink. Everyone's freaking out, like they got shit to do. Then you go to Toronto and they're like, grilled cheese? All right, if I feel like it. And you go to Australia and they're like, g'day, but good morrow, here's your drink. Whoa, I ordered this yesterday. It was a g'day. So, I don't know, I tried to riff a thing. I'm a world traveler now. Everyone's slow except America when you order your drink. That's all I'm going to say about that. There's nothing coming. So we go, okay, good. Let's just go watch Forensic Files so I can continue to be relaxed, and let's just lay in a bed, and we'll there's birds and things that are a little alarming, but whatever.
So, what was Kava?
So then there's headlights. Oh, there's headlights. Oh, guys, there's headlights. And then it's like, that makes it even scarier because now you really feel like you're in this fucking Eli Roth movie because there's this moment that the director put in where you could have lived if you just hadn't fucking walked back. You had every way to just walk away, and there were headlights, and then we all go back, and I just like I'm like so bummed out. I'm like, all right, let's go. And it's just a fucking like shitty car pulls up, just dude. And then also there was just like dudes in the bushes like that had always been there. I was like, I thought that was the dog coughing the whole time, but it was just like 6 people going it was like they were just came out of the bushes to freak us out as we entered the car, even though they weren't with the people in the car. But the pool boy gets out and is like, it's with a guy he doesn't introduce, who's smoking a cigarette, and he's just like, they just open the doors, and the pool boy is like, okay, you ready? And I'm like, yeah. And then we get in the car, and I'm just like hanging on to that thing you never hang on to. Not because they're driving fast, but just because I'm like, it's just something you do when you're freaked out. Like, you're just like, choo-choo. And they're playing music, and they're strangers, and it's like, if the physical realities of what we were doing were happening in the States, you'd be like, I might be in big trouble here. And you're trying to think like, Am I carrying bigoted first world, contaminated toxicity into this situation? Is this a story about me being an ignorant, white, like fucking pig-headed, like judgmental, toxic person? Or is this going to be one of those stories where it's like, what were they thinking? You know, like the editors of Dateline would be like, this doesn't even merit an episode. Like, just send it to whoever replaced Bob Saget. If there's video. Assuming there's some video involved. Because I think it'll be funny. Because they deserved it. Because they didn't listen. They went to a different country and they just got in a stranger's car. Like, fuck them. Like, are we in an urban legend? Or are we the, like, urban legend? Are we the fucking dumb shitheads? So I'm trying to split the difference, and I'm being just silently terrified. And not going, you're not going to kill us, right? And Cody's just talking and going like, so do you have family? I'm thinking, good, smart, Cody, smart. Humanize them. Yeah, I have a daughter. What's your daughter's name? Good, it's genius, Cody, genius. It's Mary Ann, and my wife's name is such and such. Good. So it's like a half-hour drive, and he says like, oh, and then first you have to go buy the kava. You go. It's just like this liquor store is just made out of chicken wire, and it smells like a diaper. And you get like a big case of shitty beer, and you get like you pay them, and it's like prearranged anyway. It's like all the prices are. They just get a big newspaper bundle full of this root that is mystical. I'll take a newspaper load of mystical root and some Jolly Ranchers and a Michelob Ultra, and then you get back in the car and you go to the thing and he goes like, when we pull up to the house, my whole family's gonna come out. And they're going to be standing out there, and they're going to say, bula bula! And when you get out, just say, bula bula! And you're going to love it. It's going to be great. You're going to love my family, man. And then we pull in.
That's how you get killed.
And there's just like, we pull in, and there's just like a dude by a mailbox, and he's smoking a cigarette, and he sees the car, and he like makes a gesture at the guy, I think, and then the driver's like, oh, and then the other guy's like, like says something. I made that sound like Allah Akbar, didn't I? There's just guys. It's not like there's no family outside this like Texas Chainsaw Massacre hut. It's just like there's just guys in the darkness, and you can only see them because they can't stop smoking. There's just like little orange glows that just, and then they're gone, and then you just see like darting eyes and like fucking like, step out, and I'm like, there's no family out here. We're like, we step out, and there's like one dude comes out, and we're like, boola boola. And then we go into the house. What? Oh, there was a fucking tomb. Yes, there was. I think it was a tomb. There was like a memorial like plaque on top of a 6 foot by 2 foot by 3 foot high like cement rectangle that had to be a tomb. Anyways, so we walk into the place. And there's his whole family, and there's like his wife and their beautiful little girl, and everyone's like, blah, 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 you know, and it's like, it's fucking fine. Everything's fine, because I am a bigot and an asshole and a fucking jerk. Because immediately it was just like, you could see the expression on their face, and they had a bowl out, and they knew we were coming, and they couldn't wait, and all this shit. And it was just like, I was just like, oh, fuck. And the crazy thing is how quickly, how sure I could be that man is evil, you know, that there's no fucking way. I just, all the calculations I was doing in the car on the way there, I was like I just kept thinking like, well, there's no way we're gonna die because he'd never get away with it. There would be no profit in it, so that would be stupid to kill us. And then the thing that started freaking me out was like, who says criminals aren't stupid? Like, what if it's his first murder? Like, what? That happens all the time. The prisons are overflowing with bad murderers. Like they're just bad at it. They're just dumb. They're just like, I'm gonna try killing a bunch of people and see if that will make me a bunch of money. And they're wrong, but that's of no comfort to the victims. Anyways, what I never bothered to think during the entire car ride was, oh, we're not going to die because man is good. Like it's actually all that stuff that you are always running your mouth about as a hippie and a liberal and a nerd and a you know, it's like oh, that all that stuff's actually true. And if there's an island small enough, you'll find that out, because there's like 1 million people that live there, and they're just like happy and don't really they don't fucking think about murdering people all the time. It's just not something that runs through their head, so they're neither good nor bad at it, nor do they ever think to even bother to say, by the way, I know this looks like a murderer car, but it doesn't. They wouldn't think that. They wouldn't be like looking at their car and going like, "Come on, Jacob, make it look less murdery. Spray the hubcaps a little. There's murder dust on them. You know, murdery." So like, I never thought about that. Well, the weird thing is how convinced I was that I was going to die, and how specific my map of the universe was, how definite it was. The really weird thing is that how it took 8 seconds for it to go completely away, and that how comfortable I was with being that wrong. How I immediately then was like, oh yeah, then there's that other version of the universe that you're also 100% convinced is real. That where bad shit doesn't happen. You just have to, you know, that was the weird thing about the experience, was like looking within myself and going like, wait, do I even have a brain? Do I even have an identity? Do I have a point of view? Like, is this country just like, are we just like unimprinted, unindoctrinated drones that are like spit out of like a little metal dish? and I'm like, we're kind of like,
You started the show calling me drunk.
We're kind of intentionally. I didn't know drunk was an insult to you.
I have a scratchy voice, and I'm being inarticulate.
All right. Well,
I was just making a joke too.
I've said it on stage before. Like, hey man, are you drunk? And sometimes you've been like, you bit your tits. Like, I just thought it was. I didn't know. I didn't know, man. All right. Then there was. Then they sang us a song. Anyways, it was an amazing night. Like this.
What's the song?
Yeah. That's
They get
what
up and sing a number?
Yeah. They sang us a song. I have the recording of it, and but it was a great night. It was like, and so some of the like most valuable things that I got from them, because it was like, again, we started talking about politics, and they were like, yeah, like it's not good here right now, like politically, but it's not a Fijian's job to deal with that shit. Like we do what we're told. It's like they just say this shit that like as Americans we just go like, it's almost like you get mad at them. Like you're like, fuck you. Like you're like, it's like we think you're a bad person if you don't figure out who to be mad at and what to do about it. And yet we're not really getting anywhere with that. and I'm not saying they're flying around like Jetsons. Like they're not. They're living in plywood lean-tos, and then they're saying things like. When you say it's beautiful here, they always say thank you. Would you say that if you were like every Western kind of like go to London and they go like, oh, it's beautiful here, and the Londoner goes like, like, but it's like they always go like, they go thank you, like you complimented them because they're very proud of how they live in paradise, and they all like they just do this thing, or they keep talking about, I don't know if it's a talking point that was like sent down to everybody, or they keep going because you hear it on the airplane and then you hear it from the driver and then you hear it just keeps coming up like, by the way, thank you so much, your tourism dollars like are really helpful here.
That's
and
that's maybe 80% of their economy. They're like they might have one or two agricultural products, and then tourism is the main revenue there, so they're quite happy to have like tourists there.
Yeah, because otherwise they'd be working in the sugarcane fields, as they say, but it's like that's still no reason to like, in my mind, to thank me, because as I explained to them, I'm like, I don't want to bum you out, but you probably know I didn't come here to do you a favor.
Yes.
Like,
also, I thought most of you were murderers.
I did tell them that. I mean, I've been telling them, before they murdered me. But they were so and they, I don't know, they're just like, when you have troubles, like they lift you up or something like that. I can't remember it. I should have written it down, but they said something really inspiring. And then they said it's all about the people, and it's all about how you react to things. You know, like if you're having a shitty time, if you, as a culture, as a tribe, as a village, as a country, like the thing that defines you is not whether you fight it, whether you don't, whether you say something right or wrong. It's just how you face that thing, like who you are when you either go down or prevail, like, and the way to make sure you're on the right side of everything is to side with people, as starting with your family, then very close second your entire village, because they are your family, and then your entire species as a close third. If not tied for second. And if that means that bad guys are going to take advantage of you and say, oh, now we own this and you got to live in a tire swing. Well, okay, then that's what they do. And it's like, it's not like, oh, let's all go do that. Like, but it was also like, oh, geez, like there's really only one wrong way to handle what we're dealing with right now in this time in our world. And that's to be like, to let them make us pissy, like while we're going down or up, like if whether we win or lose, if we got too fucking uncharismatic while we were doing it, like then they would have won that victory too. And it's like, just sucks, because that you just get the sense that a big part of this war that we're in right now it's between dumb people and smart people. It's between uncool people and cool people, and like they are a little sick and tired of all the cool smart people running everything, and they're actually openly saying that. So you got to think, I think they already lost, and they know that, and that makes them the most dangerous opponent of all. If we continue to be surprised that they won't listen to reason, we just got to like look at this as like there's a fucking werewolf in our house. There's just something like vermin dog just wandered in the. We spent the days after the election going like, okay, well, are we gonna handle this like we forgot the Rust Belt? And then there's other people going, I'm sick of that shit. Fuck the Rust Belt. No, we all got confused and like, how do we handle this? What do we do? Still don't know, but I just know that like this is death staring us in the face, and like, you know, we may be 2 inches from our flipper touching sand, or we may have just swam into the Baltic on accident, and this is it. But in either case, you know, don't yell at your girlfriend when you're going down. grab her butt, and do as I say, not as I do, because I have yet to follow this rule. I'm fucking pissed, and I hate, and I'm afraid, and I'm. This guy admires a fucking autocrat that murders people, just plain and simple murders first journalists, like first and foremost, which in our culture is supposed to be like the fucking like sin of all sins. Like not it's like hit it, like when the 1920s Chicago stuff was happening, like the thing that ended it all in the public's eye was a journalist got shot. So one of the gang families, like they didn't like how they got written about by, and then it wasn't even, journalism wasn't even like in its peak form back then. It was almost worse than now, but it was like, hey, you don't do that. You don't fucking like shoot a guy that writes for a newspaper because you're having a disagreement with your. But now we're just like, fuck it. Like the Putin just fucking murders. Just look it up. Look at the list of people that he just murders.
His day job was the KGB. Those were the people that pulled you out of your house and shot you in the head. Like that was his day job.
And Trump openly admires him on Twitter for our fucking amusement and says like, he's got it going on better than abroad being president. And it's like, we're gonna fucking die. But it's like, we can't be shocked by it. We gotta be like, we're gonna fucking die. It's just different from like the Richard Lewis. We're gonna die, like we don't need Richard Lewis right now. We need we need Bill Hicks.
Richard Lewis was a comedian back in the 80s. Very neurotic. He panicked a lot.
And I'm not saying he's a bad person if he wants to come on the show and talk about it.
I love Richard Lewis.
I just mean as far as our spirit animals are concerned, we need to go with more of a
what's the comic that we should be going for?
I think Mencia. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Stanhope? We need to be more Stanhope-ish. We need to have Stanhope. I hear female voices grumbling. I mean, there's how about this? There are no heroes. Let the other team think that the idea is that you need a perfect quarterback and then your team can win all that stuff. I think the thing that they resent about us is that they think that we're like a sexless, raceless horde, a Borg cube that's going to swallow them up. Let's just let them be right about that and stop waiting for some like fucking superhuman Tom Cruise-y, but not offensively Tom Cruise guy to lead us all, because it's like, let's just be a committee, like, which is what they've always feared and what I've always resisted. But let's just have common sense and be like, yeah, it's hard to be a throng of people that tries to make sure that everybody is relatively safe. It looks a little bit like this. It doesn't look like Bill Pullman's speech in Independence Day. That doesn't work in real life though. Like if you want to save the economy and the ecology and the equality, you have to like actually just spread it out and run things by relative commission. What am I talking about? All right, so so they sang this song and Cody recorded it. This is the ending of the song. It's this beautiful, they say like when you sing this song, they have this whole preamble.
You paint the picture. You're in somebody's home right now.
Yeah, it's like just imagine the poorest like. We're sitting on the floor. There's like, and on the floor there's like
I'm getting notes from Levy. Levy was there too.
Yeah. Levy, come out. You want to come out and
Steve Levy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go do altered states drugs without my assistant.
Yeah.
I remember the car ride there. I turned to Cody and I whispered to her, I was like, I'm so scared. She was like, don't be. But I was like, look at Dan. Dan was like this.
See, Dan, I always thought of you as a very intrepid adventurer and voyager.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a real thrill seeker when it comes to what I eat and drink.
It was a pretty incredible experience. I was terrified the whole waiting for them to come and then the exchange and then getting in the car and driving into the middle of nowhere.
Okay, so then they go. So we have a great time.
You're sitting on
Yeah, they walked us through the village, and there were no lights, so there's no light pollution, and you've never seen stars like this in your entire life.
You literally haven't,
incredible.
because we're in a different part of the planet where you can't even see the Big Dipper. It's a different constellation.
Yeah, you're seeing different stars, which is awesome.
They call it the Big Dumper.
They have a medium-sized dipper over there. We've been looking for it forever.
Also,
We've tore apart our cosmic kitchen.
they have one constellation.
Where's our medium dipper?
There's one constellation called Orion's Bracelets.
This fucking belt is useless without. Where are my Orion's bracelet? Where's Orion's purse that I bought with that belt? That's the whole point of it. So they it's like a thatched, like, what do you? They have it's like a mat on the floor.
It was like wood.
That I think they probably roll out for company.
A reed mat, maybe.
Yeah.
And
there are a lot of bugs everywhere. There's big cockroaches,
lizards crawling on the wall.
Lizards, yeah.
And there was an American flag on the wall. We're like, why is that there? And they're like, we heard you were coming. We're actually the first. It was a joke though. We were the first Americans that they'd had in there. It's usually Australians that they entreat to this. So why is what's that American flag up there? And they made the joke of like, oh, we were expecting you. And we're like, no, come on, and they're like, no, his cousin was in the Fijian Navy. Which is just it's those 4 kids who are laughing at me about the crab. I kid Fiji's Navy because I'm safe. It's in the Fiji military, I think the Navy, I assume. And then there was like she met an American Navy guy, and he gave her an American flag, and she gave him a Fiji flag, and he's hanging her Fiji flag at his apartment. And they have it was very nice. A lot of stuff like that, where it was just like, this is fucking beautiful. And we drank this like mud water that's like they present as if it's like they're like, buckle up, and it's like, all right.
The reason we went into the village was we wanted to see the village, but they said at the hotel, it's like, the kava that we have here is just kind of like the industrial. Like it's I
think you can buy this stuff in Greenwich Village. It's a relative of the chili plant, but it's like, I think you might get your head cut off there for smoking weed, so maybe they're like lightweights. I don't know, but they're like, it was like, you'd think it was ayahuasca the way they talked about it, and then you drink it and you're like, ugh, tastes like dirt, and then you drink a bunch of cheap beer until you get drunk.
How many people are in this room?
Like 10. Yeah, it was a good amount of people.
Did you count Marianne? That way we got our count wrong. This is the most adorable little girl you've ever seen in your life. Steve took some great pictures where he had his big ass camera. All the kids are like walking around with giant relative to their bodies, giant iPhones, staring at the screens, and like dogs running around. All right, so then they go, okay, so before you go, we sing this song. It's like, and then it's an ancient tradition, and like in Fiji, everyone, there's no like, fences are offensive. Oh, I like that. I take offense.
Hey, Steve, what's up? What do you mean there's a problem? What do you mean Dan wants to snack, but all he can find is junk food? Well, did you tell him to rely on his self-control to resist the temptation? Yeah, no, I didn't think it would work. Well, tell him to stop eating the junk food and start snacking healthy with NatureBox. Listen, NatureBox recently made their service even better, so you can order as much as you want, as often as you want, with no minimum purchase required, and you can cancel anytime. This is really exactly what he needs to stop snacking. It's simple. Go to naturebox.com and check out their snack catalog. There are over 100 snacks to choose from, and they're constantly adding delicious new snacks. Choose the snacks you want, and they'll deliver them right to your door. But I'm getting another call. Hold on. Just 1 second. Hello? Oh, Dan. Okay, you're headed to NatureBox headquarters? What? You say you're never going to get bored because there are new snacks each month inspired by real customer feedback, and if you ever try a snack you don't like, NatureBox will replace it for free? No, that's true. You can save even more right now. NatureBox is offering Harmontown fans 50% off their first order if you go to naturebox.com/Harmontown. That's naturebox.com/Harmontown for 50% off your first order. All right, well, I'll let Steve know. NatureBox. Bye.
The song was about when the men went off to war and the women and children. It was a song like
Invented the alphabet.
It was a song essentially celebrating the men's life and thanking them for their going to war, but also for giving them whatever.
You really paid attention.
Yeah. Well,
have you seen Atlanta?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I need you to brief me in the car on the way home. So we're gonna sing you this song, and it's you'll hear it, and it's like it's gorgeous. It sounds like a Paul Simon album, and
they all harmonized. Like it was just like built in.
Some of them are just on Instagram and like kind of giggling.
Is this pre-Kava, during Kava, or post-Kava?
This is post-Kava. We're like ready to go home.
Okay.
Yeah, Friedel was like falling asleep, sitting up.
Friedel's there too?
Yeah.
Okay.
My friend from that we've met on the podcast, my high school friend Dave Friedel was there. Me, Cody, Steve Levy, and Friedel. So then they sing this song, and so then we'll move on from Fiji. But let's see. And just you'll hear trains in the background and cars. These guys are wearing like soccer jerseys and Britney Spears concert shirts. It's like it's not. There's not like a pretense in that culture of like we're one with nature. It's just they live in paradise. They live in poverty. They love that they get to go work at a resort instead of a sugarcane field. But there's like no, and they're not like don't take pictures and don't do any of that. It's just like it was kind of a weird thing to wrap my brain around. It wasn't like you talk to other people. They go like, oh, we went to the Serengeti and then they made I took out my phone and they said and they made a phone out of a tree and then they're like, this is our phone and like the sun came down and it's like you're not allowed to have aluminum there because there was. But this isn't like that. It was just like so you just hear these guys. You'll hear like a freeway and a train and stuff like that, and they're like trying to harmonize. But then there's a part of the song that I wanted you to hear. Let's see what. That's the name of the hotel. I'm like, did they just say Intercontinental? That's I know we're applauding. Like, so beautiful, so beautiful. Couldn't help but notice an advertisement in there for the hotel we're staying at. And they said, oh, well, that's the part of the song where you talk about the place where we met. You know, I don't know. They explained it in a way that made me go, oh, once again, I'm the asshole. Like it's not integrated marketing. It's just like it's them allowing the first world way of things to be incorporated into how they've always done stuff.
Did they give you like a name? Like did they like give you like a special name for like your?
They made me the chief. They said I was the chief.
Well, before we started doing Kava, you have to because we're the new tribe coming in to be like the Kava ceremony is. It's like they welcome you into their village, and you have to have a chief, and they to start they drink. It's a 1-for-1. So someone their chief drinks, then your chief drinks, and then back and forth.
And then their chief's assistant drinks, then Steve Levy drinks.
Yeah.
Oh, and they love Big Bang Theory. They fucking love it. They brought up television, and I was just like, I just sat and listened for a little bit, and they're like, yeah, we like, I don't know, because they were playing music. They play like, you guys like Marvin Gaye? Like, here's how far they are. It's like we told them we're from Los Angeles, and they're like, oh, Elvis, casinos, and they're like, no, that's Las Vegas, but it was like it's kind of neat perspective where you're like, oh yeah, it's just like yeah, the word is, and it's like Elvis isn't not from Los Angeles. But anyways, but they were like just talking about stuff because it's like they all have iPhones. And there was one dude who never got off his iPhone. He's a teenager. He's probably like hitting on somebody or like he's caught up in his stuff. And so they're like talking about like the TV shows that they watch and what we watch and all this stuff. And then I was like, you guys like Big Bang Theory? The fucking room lit up like a. What are they laughing at on that show? What are they? That was the last straw. Chuck Lorre is a black sorcerer. if Fijian people love that show, I quit. I'm not saying because it doesn't deserve it. I'm saying like I don't understand. Like he's just a magician. He just like cast a magic spell on the planet. They're watching Big Bang Theory in Fiji right now. Fuck you. I could have been retired. Like I promise if I hit that jackpot, you won't hear from me anymore. I'll go away. I promise. God damn it. There's no Lori Town.
Fijian television was weird.
What's that?
Fijian television was strange. We fell in love with one particular channel.
The Paramount channel. But before we left the house, this is the saddest fucking thing. And as I often ask you, and which you never really do me the honor of, but whatever. We're stuck together. But I always say, will you please value my candor? I'm confessing something to you. I could whitewash myself like in my stories, but I don't. I tell you guys the monster I am, and you still boo me. But everybody left but me. I was the last person in the doorway. You guys were all going to the car. Everyone's just high on this like mud water and this cheap beer and like just on life, and probably Cody brought her vape pen and everyone's like teetering into the car. And by the way, these guys never asked for $1. Like there was never even any like, oh, let's take a Polaroid together at the top of the kava ceremony, and then on the way out is like there's a rack of them. Like, would you like one? It's $80. There was never any angle, with the possible exception of they like kava and we bought them a bunch. There was no angle. There was no capitalism to it. But that's a different matter. But everybody else leaves, and I'm in the doorway, and the only person left is like the elder who's like 25 of the village, the guy who administered everything and who did all of the talking. He was like the lead singer of PM Dawn. He had like a very like just radiant kind of like soft but firm like kind of like spiritual power to him, and a big bowl of mud water in front of him, and he just like he'd lock eyes with me and just explain things and go like, what you're about to drink is called the kava root. Kava root, as I say, the Fijian people, we cannot escape this. This is who we are. We must drink this. Now you will drink it. We will be family now, and all that kind of stuff. It was really cool. But so I get up, and it's just him sitting cross-legged on the floor in front of his bowl of magic water, and everybody else is getting in the car. And I turn, and I go to the doorway. I go, I made a show called Community.
No. Indy, start the plane. Start the plane, Indy.
And he goes, what? I made a show called Community. It's not as popular as Big Bang Theory. If you have Hulu or something. You can... This is Joel McHale is at a community college, and I just I made some other stuff too. There's Rick and Morty, and he's like, yeah, I'll check it out.
Bula, indeed.
I was not put on this earth to inspire people with my fucking wisdom or my...
I admire your complete bravery in admitting that. That's great.
I just see, and you know why I did it, on the off chance that he would have been like, the John Wilder? It's a reference to Romancing the Stone. They go to a thing.
Do you want to meet my little mule?
Oh, I have to take my little mule. So, wait, where was I? Yeah, we left. What the fuck? The Paramount Channel. Paramount Channel shows all of Paramount's. This is like it's the offshore account of the Paramount network. Like
it's like their vault of their worst movies that they were like, how do we still make money off of these things we lost so much money on?
They showed up, but there was a movie playing called Turbulence with Ray Liotta and Joe. Who was it? the woman from Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
Can't remember the actor's name.
Okay.
Joan Wilder.
Anyways, a Turbulence. You got check this movie out. I was like fucking insanity. Speaking of which, has anyone seen The Accountant with Ben Affleck? What in the fucking? What in the like trying to take an end run around the Batman franchise by saying he's autistic and just like you gotta watch that movie. That's like it goes up with one of those what's the one where Ghost World Johansson is she's a space lady because she took the wrong kind of drug. Lucy, and Morgan Freeman keeps narrating the amount of brain she's using. So it's like, at 3%, you could make people float, and then she just makes them float. And I'm like, where are the stakes going to happen? And they never do. There's never any stakes. There's stakes in the first 8 minutes of that movie, and then the rest is her just going like, now I can make you have bat wings, and nope, now I'm a computer. Think about it. Peace. But that movie, The Accountant is a lot like that, and John Lithgow's in it and never disappoints. Never.
Was that your Lithgow?
That's my Lithgow. That's my Lithgow impression. You have to keep your mouth a circle. If you want to talk like Lithgow, you have to keep your mouth a circle. Like a lamprey. Harry, get back over with the Hendersons. I'm John Lithgow. It's impeccable.
There's a little bit of Jimmy Stewart going on here.
Harry, put those Christmas trees back on the tree.
Now you're doing Don Knotts. You went Barney Fife.
Andy, it is a wonderful life. I did not have relations with that woman. It's John Knotts, Bill Clinton. There's a third one that goes with that, right? And it's Popeye. Marlon Brando. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, for those of you who are wondering, Dan, how do you do all those impressions? I have little tricks. little secrets.
Does anybody have a book on them or a magazine? Like anything with text?
Oh.
You do? Yeah. Can I see it? Because I invented a game at a party game. It's the most terrifying party game of all time, where you pass it around in a circle. And so I'll pass it to Dan first. And what I do is I'll give it to Dan. Dan, you pick two sentences anywhere in the book. You pick two sentences.
This book is a Herzog on a Herzog.
That'll be good. Listen, you pick three sentences, and then when Dan has selected his sentences, then I give him an impression to do. He has to read those sentences as that person, and you don't try to make him impossible. Try to do one that's possibly impressionable or impersonatable. So when Dan, you're ready.
Or just do Herzog.
No. Too easy. I mean, we could do it. You want to start as Herzog then, and I'll give you another one?
My Herzog is like, it really comes and goes. Like,
okay. I'll give you
some accidents that occurred.
No, you're doing Highlander. That's Highlander.
That's Ren from Ren and Stimpy.
You're doing Christopher Lambert from Highlander.
This is Peter Lorre, Christopher Lambert, and Ren from Ren and Stimpy.
Yes, Stimpy. There could be only one.
There can be only one, Stimpy. Rick, you have to hide these documents. There can be only one.
You despise me, don't you, Stimpy? You have to hide me, Rick.
You have to hide me, Stimpy. I guess that's not really fun. I'm sure they were going for Peter Lorre with Ren and Stimpy, but Christopher Lambert's listening right now and going, what the fuck? I don't think so.
I am fast being sucked into the hideous vortex. All right, do you have your sentences?
Yeah, sure.
They don't.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, John Wayne.
Well, naturally, there are some things that I have to take responsibility for. during the filming of the scene of the boat moving through the rapids.
All right, that's it. That's 2 sentences. You did it. You got through it. Now, you get to pass the book to Spencer or to Levy, whatever direction you want to go.
Spencer, you want to play this game?
I don't know people, but I'll try it.
Dan's job is now, because Dan did it, Dan gets to pick your impression once you found your sentences.
Oh, God.
And you throw them. You try to throw them a lot.
Well, yeah, I'm kind of bad at this, but all right.
Doesn't have to be a lot. I mean, something that you feel like is at least in the wheelhouse of, at least he knows who that person is. Could be a famous president or an actress or an actor or a cartoon character voice.
Do you think you could do Donald Trump? Spending a lot.
Not really. I mean, I'll try, but no.
No, the whole point of this game is it's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
It's really terrifying.
Well, I get that part. That part is very clear. For a time in West... That sounds like Christopher Walken. For a time in West Germany and probably in the most subsidized film industry in Europe, if not the world. But I gotta tell you, it was never easy that way to make films in Germany. See, bad.
That's good. It's not about being good. It's about getting it done.
Can I play? I had to play a video because I specifically recorded it because I was watching Mr. Ed with Cody for.
Oh my God!
And I was like,
the
holy
pilot.
shit.
By the way, the pilot of Mr. Ed is the goddamn funniest pilot in TV history.
I was like, holy shit! I think Mr. Ed is Spencer, kind of like. So I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. He's okay. He's throwing shoes in a wastebasket, human shoes.
That happened.
People pitch horseshoes.
I just polished these.
Sorry, Wilbur. Was just killing time till you got here for our chess game.
Well, maybe a little later, Ed. I've got a lot of things on my mind right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, so
I'm so glad you guys coincidentally got quiet just in time for that because it was the okay where I was like getting out the camera.
So we found out that Christopher Lambert, Peter Lorre, Ren from Ren and Stimpy. It's Spencer, Mr. Ed, Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash.
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash. Wilbur. Did you watch Horsed or Not?
Yeah.
Oh God damn it, that's an episode.
Yeah.
Ed goes to. As Ed goes to space, he joined. No spoilers. He joins the space program.
And there's a shot of him in a horse astronaut costume. But that's not all Mr. Ed is. Mr. Ed's genius is in that it's actually when Mr. Ed shines, it's when it's working around the fact that it's a sitcom about a talking horse to present you with just like kind of funny. It's like it's just some good comedy writing on that show, little couplets.
In the pilot, they buy a new house. Wilbur and his wife, his name I forget, and there's a horse here. Oh, let's keep him, honey. I've always wanted a horse. And oh no, we can't afford it. No, let's keep the horse. And he's like, you can see Wilbur in the foreground, and he's like brushing Ed's like kind of rear end, and like Ed's in the background. He goes, I've always wanted a horse. It's been a long time since I had a horse. I was just a little boy, and in the background, it's been a long time since I was a pony. But you don't see and then Wilbur does kind of like a near camera take, and he looks, he's like, no, that can't be. Wait, but it must have been somebody.
It sounds like, wait, did you didn't just talk?
No. He was like, say something. Like what? Anything.
Yeah. But right before that, he goes like, you didn't just talk, did you? And then nah, you didn't. And then he goes back to his and then Mr. Ed goes like, did you?
Yeah, but he turns and he goes, say something. Like what? Anything.
Yeah, once they get beyond, it's a weird show because it like neither ignores. It's like, and it was on for 11 years. There's only 2 seasons on Apple TV, but maybe they took 10 years off between seasons and were like, what the fuck are we doing?
I own the full discology of that. I have all of the Mr. Eds. They're really good.
There's absolutely never any explanation for why he talks in the pilot 5 minutes in when he said their first conversation ends with him saying, but how is it possible? I don't know. Don't question it, Wilbur. It's bigger than the both of us.
Also, the thing is, he only talks to Wilbur, which makes him look like a schizophrenic. Yeah. And then he goes like, "Why won't you talk to anybody else?" He goes, "I don't know. I never trusted anybody else."
Yeah, because he's nice to him. Yeah. But boy, don't go there looking to refill your feminism tank.
No.
That's a kept woman. She's got no qualms about it. she's like the B stories are about her like trying to trick him into buying her a TV, and it's just kind of like, and she's just always like maybe if I spray enough perfume and stuff. What a terrible bunch of people those people were. Good thing we got rid of that. Good thing the ladies are all up to snuff now. They're all the glass ceiling shattered.
You think in this day and age there could be a show about a woman and a horse, a woman and a talking horse?
No, because
the answer is no.
Everybody'd be like, "Oh, this kid fucking, what the fuck? What's next? White Shaft?" So sick of this shit. Sick of this shit. When's it gonna stop? When are you gonna stop ruining my life? I fucking love white shit. You're killing me here, man. It's everywhere. What is the Flash gonna be in a wheelchair? It's not the point of the Flash, man. It's important shit. I'm so white. I love being white. I'm really proud of my race because that's how you can tell someone's accomplished something. Is when they get all the way down to racial pride. That's when you know. That's like the guy at the horse track that's like keeps the tickets instead of ripping them up because he's like, well, we'll always remember this day. Like what are you? I mean, what are we learning about the master race? Like whenever it gets into action, it's like it's not real. I'm just not buying it. It's like really dumb shit happens when these superior white people get to do whatever they want. They like start doing really dumb shit, and they can't spell, and they're not funny. Like they have no comedians, no singers.
You know what my problem is with white supremacists? Where's the jokes?
For real.
Where's the material?
When I'm racist, it's fucking hilarious. I've said this already. I'm just like how come when a brick gets thrown through a window, you know, it's like the note is just so hack. It's like go back to Africa or whatever, and it's like I'm not from what? I'm Indian, and it's like wait, do a bit or something like draw a picture or something. I mean, I'm not saying it would excuse it, but it's just like if you're in a zone where you're throwing a brick through a window or writing something nasty on a cashier's, you know, like those things that end up on Facebook, like look what this person wrote and they didn't leave a tip and they said they're never funny, they're never inventive, they're never like where's the what are you releasing? Like why aren't you full of glee? Why aren't you like suddenly so excited? Like finally I get to say something to this Asian person that I could never ever say at work. I'm gonna make it just dumb and boring. Like no, you're Asian, get out. And then they don't smile afterwards. They don't go, oh God, I love that. They just go like, are you gonna die? You're gonna die of racist expression. It's making you more fucking angry. Like why are you just say shit that will make you happy? Say it doesn't. I'm not saying you have to be a good person. Just like why don't you just say what's on your mind that you want to say that would make you less angry? Like you know, like maybe you want to kiss a black person. Maybe you should say that. I want to throw a brick through the window and it just says, I want to kiss you. It's still not a good. It's still a terrible crime.
Smash. Oh my God, honey, what happened? A brick came through the window. What's a note? What's it say? Do you like me? Yes, no.
Yeah. Circle one.
Check this box.
And then you hear tires squealing and sorry. But then they go home and maybe there's like 8 more of those and they fucking relax. I've never seen a group of people so upset that they won an election. They're so mad still, and they're still so mad at Hillary Clinton about it. It was like, take a break. Like, you keep saying things like, ha ha, we won, and you're not relaxing. There's no smiles. Smiles.
2 notes for racists. Where's the jokes? Smiles, people. I want to see smiles.
That's how you win, you know? Like,
where's the zazz? I'm going to start a white supremacist party called the Zatsies.
I saw an article. It was like, well, Bruce Springsteen, you know, was saying good on him, because Bruce Springsteen probably by default a totem of the Rust Belt, and therefore, and so he's a good liberal that says, like, just so you know, fucking liberal. And, I'm still dancing in the dark, and I'm still on fire, and I still want to know if your daddy's home. I still got the rag around here somewhere, but I'm not happy about a Nazi in the White House, and then it's like, but the Breitbart article about that. That it's just like it's like just like it's like, oh, yeah. Well, when's the last time he had a hit? It's kind of like. When was
the last time he did seven sold out shows at the Meadowlands? Oh, sorry.
It's just kind of like there's something really satisfying about watching the right when they every time like another celebrity like becomes their piñata. There's just like this undertone of like, well, who's left? Like who are you gonna say is nailing it out there in La La Land if it's not the people that are like famous for playing like blue collar characters and stuff? Like they really. I love that there's like. I wouldn't have really thought this, that there would just be nobody wants to do the inauguration. I think that's fucking hilarious. That's amazing. It's like one of those things that you'd be like, yeah, but life doesn't really work that way. You'll find out that ZZ Top is fucking rednecks or something, that they and that they love it, like that they love Trump. Like, who knows? Like, well, Bruce Willis is a fucking Trump supporter. Like,
if he gets ZZ Top, he's got me back on board. I fucking love the Top. They're a good band, you guys.
Have you guys seen this young Pope?
Oh, no. Is that on yet? I was looking for that. I don't know.
I've just seen all the pictures. I don't know why. You hear young Pope, and, you get a certain image in your head, and then you see, presumably, Jude Law as the young Pope, and you're like, wait a second. I thought this was a young Pope. Like, I was picturing, like, a radical teen skateboarding through the Vatican. Right. That's a young Pope.
Yeah. He's wearing his mitre backwards.
Yeah. I checked, and when I say checked, someone tweeted at me that the youngest pope was 16 years old.
What?
And that's just a pope. We don't call him young pope.
Yeah, but that
was just a pope.
But that was like in the 1500s.
I don't care. I'm just talking. Like, in terms of youngness of popes, if you want to sell it on the premise of a young pope, you got to go younger than Jude Law. That's like less old pope.
Well, you know what you do.
Or just pope.
Yeah, younger than the last pope.
Yeah. Not, I don't know. I'm sure it's great. I'm sure he does a great job. It's just, it's not what you expect. I really wanted to see someone with shades, like, really skateboarding through the Vatican.
Yeah, like Pope Chad.
Yeah.
Pope Chad the First.
Pope attitude. He's just the Antichrist, right? Is that going to be the thing? He's just the Antichrist? Is that the idea?
Jude Law?
Yeah. Because it kind of seems from some commercial, like, oh, he's probably the Antichrist, maybe?
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe I'm dating myself. I don't know. Here's the thing. I just realized this. This is valuable. Play the theme song for Value Corner.
Value Corner.
Valuable information. Valuable insight, not information. Valuable insight into me. Something I just realized that's really noteworthy that I want to put into the record because I think it's fascinating. Duck is the only animal I like to picture while I'm eating. I always do it. Like when I'm eating ham, I never picture a pig. I don't want to. Okay, hamburgers, I don't want to picture a cow. Chicken, no dice. But every time I see, like, duck prosciutto, I'd love that. And I always picture this mallard flying while I'm eating it. I'm like, nom, nom. I'm like, it's extra delicious when I think about his feather-covered breast, like, nobly piercing the clouds. Like, why?
Do you eat duck?
Rarely, but then when I do, I'm like, I'm gonna eat a duck. Like, no, I'm not gonna eat duck. I'm gonna eat a duck. Like, maybe I was like, was I like some kind of very large swamp cat in a past life?
You might have been like a spaniel.
So it's like I don't feel that way about chicken or cows or anything. I don't have like a herding mentality, but I really want to fetch a duck. Like,
do you ever eat goose?
Yeah, because you're onto something, because I don't like the taste. It's not like, I can't wait to devour the duck. It's like, I can't wait to sink my teeth into this flying mallard, and maybe bring it to my owner. Maybe that's why. You
might have been a Labrador Retriever.
That's why I get along with Harvey, because he's part neither of those dogs.
He's a golden retriever.
Labrador Retriever is like half lab, half golden, or is a Labrador Retriever its own kind of dog? They're both retrievers because they retrieve Labradors and golden.
The Labrador Retriever does not retrieve Labradors.
That would crash the simulation. There would be like a zero division by zero error.
Honey, why are there 11 Labradors on our doorstep? Well, we have a Labrador Retriever.
Why is the sky purple? Someone threw a Labrador and had a golden retriever get it. And,
wow!
Yeah, it's like putting a portable hole in a bag of holding.
Yeah.
Right, Mr. Ed?
That's okay. Is that what he said?
The Wee Fit girl was the lungfish of a life spent on the shores of corporate assimilation. I was thinking about this today.
Walk me through that one.
Some of you kids too young even to remember this. The Wee Fit girl thing. Well, too young to really experience it. It was a scandal a little bit. Remember the Wee Fit girl, Steve?
I know yeah.
Okay, so
I don't pretend I don't know.
Cody was on my elliptical today, and it's just like her.
Isn't she a character in Smash?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. If there's a scandal, that's weird.
Well, it wasn't a scandal. Okay, look. The Wii Fit video, it was the girl with the ponytail, and she's in her underwear and a t-shirt, and she's doing the hula hoop game on the Wii Fit, and then there's like a guy filming it, and then a camera turns to him, and he's like, and then it goes back, and then it went viral because it was like, wow, she's so unintentionally, like, globally catching our attention with her innocent use of this consumer product that happened to launch last week. And then there was like a little mini scandal where it was like they were on the Nintendo payroll or something, right? Am I not ringing any bells?
I don't know about that.
Oh, well, maybe that even goes more to my point, because whatever was wrong, whatever was scandalous about it, I remember there was like just something where it was just like, oh, did you know that they got paid to do that or something like that? Like, I was explaining that to Cody today because she didn't know what the hell I was talking about, and I was like, and then I stopped halfway through because she was like, that doesn't even seem like, why would that even be a wrong thing? Who cares if Nintendo gave you a bunch of money and then you successfully staged an innocent objectification video of your supposed girlfriend or the thing? And I was like, yeah, you're right. That would be absolutely high-fived now as just a piece of media that was successful in a time when it's hard to affect people. I just thought that was noteworthy that we were still so innocent like 8 years ago that I remember people being like, yeah, but you hear that's fake. That's fake. Anyways, all right, fuck you guys. That wasn't the same segment. You put parentheses around. That wasn't part of the duck thing. I don't want that dragging the duck thing down. That was R&D. That was like workshopping. Like, that's not even going to air on the West Coast.
You mayor, all comptrol.
He's got a point. Fair enough. Okay, so
It's the best music of all time.
they speak 3 languages in Fiji by default. And the English, Fijian, and Fijian has like 19 dialects, but also they have to speak like I can't even remember. Should have written it down. But
French, maybe? No, it's not French Polynesia. What is it? Is it French?
French. That's probably a good. Yeah, I'm sure it's French. But here's the crazy thing: the kids when they go to school, English is compulsory. Fijian isn't.
Yeah, I don't think it's French. That's not French Polynesia, Fiji, is it? Is it?
No.
People are saying German in the front row. That doesn't seem
Well,
right.
Steve, do you know?
Maybe one of the Indian.
Oh, Hindi. It's probably Hindi. They probably have to speak Hindi.
Yeah.
There's a huge Indian population there, but they're descended from like 5 generations ago. They brought I don't know who I have giant gaps in my. I'm not a provider of this information, but it's like Indian people were brought there or came there to work the sugarcane fields, and then could it have been slavery? I don't know, because part of the story is that then they could go back, and then they a lot of them, maybe it was a really bad time in India and it was just like a refugee thing, and then a lot of them could go back, and then but then there's just descendants there of people who are like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I'm not leaving Fiji. And so there's and they have like this really like positive attitude about multiculturalism there. They have they have this like military regime that I don't know anything about because they don't want to throw shade on it because they're so nice, but they have this like tribe of they have these provinces, and then each province is headed up by an elder, and then because it's just old school stuff, and they don't have any like power in the sense that there's no contract, but if you were to defy them, they're like the Greybeards in Skyrim. All right.
You didn't talk.
But they.
You didn't mention how like when we got in the car, one of the first things the guy said when we got there was he was talking about disrespecting local Fijians.
Yeah, he told a story about a missionary that got eaten there because he rubbed their head or something. That's just what is that? I rubbed his head.
Do you know about?
He didn't eat me.
I don't know if it's how much of South Pacific like islands the thing is. When I was in Tahiti, the third son thing. You know about that?
Yeah, but wait, hold on, because that's Rich, and but Rich is the third son. No, that's
Rich.
That's worth talking about. I want you to talk about that because you're telling us about that in Australia. I thought that was really fascinating. But the elders, that when the refugee crisis happened, or it was actually a previous refugee crisis, right? Like not the current Syrian one, but it was like something similar. There's a bunch of people that needed homes, and the elders gave a bunch of Fijian land to any refugees that wanted to come to Fiji. Who doesn't want to go to fucking Fiji? But it's like it's only on the condition that they can't sell the land. They don't it's theirs to live on and do as they please and reproduce on and work until the day they die and their children whatever. But it's just like they can't sell it. So but they're fucking ecstatic. They have like a thriving section of people there that were descended from refugees. I don't know. There's only
I think it was Afghanistan, and it was the Middle East.
Like, bad things don't automatically happen to you just because you're like, hey, if you want to use my pool, it's like nobody's gonna go, oh, you said I could use it and take a shit, it's the worst part of you that assumes that about them. Okay, so yeah, talk about your Tahitian.
No, I mean, I will get this wrong. Does anybody know more about this than I do? There's a thing called I forget the word for it in Samoan or Tahitian, but I will get all this wrong, so please send your letters to Steve Levy at stevelevy.hotmailballworship.com. There are a bunch of guys on the island there that are just as big as every other guy, and they're raised as women, I believe, and I think it's a third son thing. If you're the third son, you are raised as a woman, and it's like a place of honor. I know I'm fucking this up, but I think it's different throughout the islands. There's a huge the transsexual and transvestite culture, they're regarded as not divine but special and stuff like that. But I believe there's a part of it where if you're the third son, you're just raised to be the woman, another woman in the house, and they're treated with huge respect. There'll just be this giant, Pacific Islander guy walking by you, but it's she is or he or she. I don't know how it works, but they have makeup on and they dance the woman parts and they do the female like work in the household. And then so I know I'm fucking all this up. I have not done any research on it, but that's the bits and pieces that I thought I picked up. We went across the island from the resort to where the locals hung out on Sunday, which is their day off, and it was all of them. Like, so this woman, like, or man or whatever, Tupu or Topu, just, you know, like my height or taller, who was the bartender, and she was hilarious. Like, she's like, "Oh, you want to dance with me?" Like she would come over, like it's like terrifying because she's like I could fit inside her like a costume. Like she's just like but they're all hanging out, and there's no separation between like trans culture or straight or gay. Like they're all just one group.
It seemed like there was like a liberal amount of like I would, you know, like oh, I think that waiter's gay. I think that person's gay. We did have conversations about like oh, was that person trans maybe, and like what do they think about that here? Because you don't really want to like, we didn't want to like be guests from the first world that were like in these people's living room and then like put like it wasn't like let's turn over every corner and every stone, like talked a little bit about politics, but never heard anything that indicated like homophobia or transphobia or anything like that. And I wouldn't be shocked if equatorial and island cultures like were a little more comfortable with that for a long time coming, because then I'd say a bunch of shit that would make me some weird Archie Bunker like anthro-splaining to some shit that would get me in hot water. But I suffice it to say, I would just assume that's like you know, the more nomadic, like we gotta kill a mammoth or we're gonna die, and like, oh, these people invented math, so now let's just move in. Thanks for the math. Like that's. Those people had male gods, according to like what I learned from Campbell, and the equatorial civilizations had female gods, and they were like oh, you know, God's a woman and a moon and a tide and here's math and here's algebra and here's all this shit, and then the dudes come down and they go like, we know how to make spears sharp, and but not that they weren't like brutal in those agricultural cultures, but because you live by your plants and they're growing out of the ground and then you eat them. Like there's probably a little less incentive from going back 50,000 years for like, oh, that guy throws like a girl, you know, like fuck him, like there's something wrong with him. Like there's probably a little more capacity for like, oh, like who cares? Like maybe you're good at math or what? I don't fucking know. Just sue me tomorrow.
You know, I just did a little fast skimming. Like,
but if you also told me no, they hate it, they'll cut off your head if you pretend. You know, I'd be like, oh, no, I'm not surprised because I'm so smart. I'm a fucking idiot. I fucking hate myself. I'm gonna kill myself right now. No.
Boys and girls, if you clap loud enough, he'll kill himself.
We have official two pieces of business.
Well, real quick, let me interrupt you. I'm just doing a bit of skimming. I might have misunderstood a lot of that. There's also a thing in Samoa called third gender, and like there's a whole bunch.
What? No. So not in my town.
So I want to do more research on that. I think I missed a lot of the information on that one.
Human beings are a motorcycle. The front wheel's a dick and balls, and the back wheel's a pussy. You add a third wheel, and it doesn't tip over, but
it's more stable. It's more stable.
Who wants that? You can't. If you're in a chase, you can't go through a tunnel. I don't want to hear it. No, make me go to the bathroom in my black bathroom or a white bathroom. What's next? Is the Hulk gonna be purple? It's a domino effect coming to get me. White jet. There's not gonna be no more white people tomorrow. I'm gonna wake up and all white people are gonna be gone. Oh, where'd the white people go? I'm the one that should be worried about that. My audience is all white. I don't give a fuck. Who gives a shit? I'm sorry. This is yes. If you're listening to this on your ham radio in your Nazi bunker, sharpening the teeth on the bottom of your boots, waiting for Inauguration Day to fucking like come into my home and just have your way with my dog, and then eat and drink all my Soylent and set fire to my earthquake kits and throw my safety pins in the garbage. I'll give you all the last reason you need to do that. I'll go give you the big quote. Who the fuck cares about white people? Okay, like what would happen if you woke up tomorrow and they were all gone? What is the end game? Is it supposed to be like you're supposed to get to the moon and it's all white people and then and you're like, oh, whew, I wasn't gonna say anything, but what was with Leon's hair? It was weird. I know, and so's yours, but hey, I'm from the Bronx. Oh, we would just start fucking what? Like fucking dumb fucking like who cares about your race? Like what is the fucking why? What is the worst nightmare? Tiger Woods? He could hit the ball farther. I'm not saying that automatically we'd be stronger. But
Show's over, everybody.
I just don't see the nightmare. I try to get inside the head of the enemy, so I can try to and it's just like it ends at like this gate where it's like they don't think past that gate. They're just like, well,
they're sleeping with our women, which is, it's a disgusting thought, but that's where it comes from. And then they're probably sexually frustrated people who are like, this is me that's not getting slept with. And, they can't admit that, obviously, so it just fuels this crazy anger.
Yeah. My pornography is all a bunch of white women. So I guess there's something deep seated, I want to fuck a white woman, and so I guess if you're living somewhere and I guess if you ask a girl out and she's like no, and then she sleeps with a guy that's darker than you, I guess you're like, that's it, that tears it. But
yeah,
but wouldn't you just have that story and then just be like
they're bad people too? It's
that's right. They're bad people. I forgot. Yeah. All right. So the two items of official business are
let's get down to official Harmontown business. Order.
First, we have Jane came to.
I will clear this comic book store.
Jane, I think if I gleaned, I heard through the grapevine there may be some official business that you have, right? No?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a case in your lap. Would you like to come up and
Jane, everybody?
That's my music? I like it.
Yeah. That's the official Jane theme.
Whoa.
I like your new hair. Is that a new hair thing?
New hair thing.
I love it.
Thank you. So, so we have, you remember back in May, I brought a couple of glasses for you and for Jeff.
Glassgate.
That we'd had made. Glassgate.
I still have mine.
You've still got yours.
Yeah.
Yes. But Dan's went missing.
Well, wait, what's this?
That's a new one.
Oh, wait, but what's in the case?
A couple more.
Oh, okay. I thought this was Jeff's when I walked into the room, and I was like, "Oh, that's bigger." Oh, you thought when I didn't drink out of this, you thought maybe I was like sending you a signal. Yeah. I was like, "Fuck your glass.
Use it, man. Use it. That's
fuck
yours.
your crowdfunded glass." Yeah, wasn't there controversy about the crowdfunding of the glass?
We after the first one was gone, we assumed stolen based on the word from backstage. There was a lot of outcry online, and we knew that you were disappointed. We knew that people really enjoyed seeing the special rocks glass that we'd made. So we...
And for the listener that's not watching the video, they're kind of a beautiful play off of a red Solo cup.
Yeah, so they're based on the design of a Solo cup. So I came up with the design for it, and then I worked with a glass maker. So I work in Corning, and worked with a master glass blower to make...
And this is conflict glass, isn't it? This is.
It's made out of sand that
from Aleppo.
Yes, that's right.
There's a special when a mortar round hits sand, it creates a special glass it just has a little less aftertaste.
There's actually some trinitite mixed in there too. There's some the molten sand from White Sands is there from the first nuclear explosion. No, I'm kidding.
Sorry. I've got bits. You got bits.
That's good. No, I know you're interested in glass blowing. So we did an Indiegogo. We raised the money to pay the glass blower to recreate his work, and in the process, he made the Double Rocks glass for you to make up for yours. You've already got one, so we didn't make one for you. But
I'm set.
Can we do a reverse Indiegogo where I can just pay everybody back for?
Whoa.
So we actually we'll have a full set of 4 now.
Oh, cute.
With a slot for Dan and Jeff.
And also for the listener, it's in what looks like a weapons grade gun case.
Yeah, custom foam insert.
So this is actually a request from Chris and Sarah backstage to have something in a Pelican case that they could then store with the equipment.
Yeah, it's a Nick
backstage.
Fury beverage ware.
How
case.
did you make those custom foam inserts, I want to know? Because I've often looked into getting some custom foam inserts made.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the
briefcases.
sponsor.
This is
Marcus's custom foam inserts.
from me inserts.
So many nights, like 2, 3 a.m., I'll get a text from Spencer just haranguing me about foam inserts.
It's near and dear to my heart, in all honesty.
We can take this offline. I can give you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen this commercial for? I don't have to watch commercials, but we were in New York, and so I saw a lot of this catheter cowboy, and that I think I Instagram. But and then there was this guy, like the My Pillow guy. You guys know that? Is that air here?
He's so proud of his pillows.
It's so funny because his product is called My Pillow. Like in his mind, it's a brand name, but it's just the words My Pillow. So all he is a 9-foot mustachioed, like kind of firefighter physiqued guy clutching a pillow to his chest, just saying, "My Pillow's the best pillow you'll ever have." And he's just talking about My Pillow and how great it is, and it's adorable.
You're gonna love My Pillow. If you can get it.
I designed My Pillow so that my head could... Yeah.
I dare you to take My Pillow.
Normal pillows make you lose sleep. My Pillow doesn't. I wake up in the morning refreshed all the time. Call My Pillow. If you want My Pillow. Anyways, so Jane, how's it going? Jane the person. Give us some updates, not Jane the glassware provider.
Right. This second part. So I've actually we've been talking on and off over the last 3 years, really. I've actually reached a point where I have given notice at work that I'd like my name officially on the record to begin to be Dr. Jane Cook.
Oh.
And so I'm hoping that'll come to pass in the next couple of months at work. So that'll be officially out there.
I kind of like that. That's the last step. Like that says something about you as a person. That I like the last step being the professional world.
It really,
it's like, because it's like
well, it need to be. I built up a reputation over like 20 years as a scientist, and my name was out there on papers and patents and whatnot. So there was sort of, and there was also a respect for the institution. I mean, I work at a museum, which is it's a public educational institution, and my transitioning, my gender is sort of my thing. How I present it, I don't want the story of that institution to be me.
Right.
The story of the institution is glass, it's science, it's art, it's history. It had to get to a point where I was feeling comfortable enough with my presentation, comfortable enough with my safety net, that I was willing to then take that next step in a way that wouldn't impact the broader world that I was part of. But one thing that is important to me, two aspects of this is I'm not doing like a legal name change and I'm not doing a legal gender change because fuck it. I don't need the government's permission to say what I am. I don't need the government's permission to say what my name is. Now, when you've got a lot of people who care about me, who like me to be me.
When you fill out government like documents and it says there's M or F, do you just stick with what was already given just for simplicity's sake?
Well, I sort of think about what's the intent of the demographic information. So if I'm going to be flying, there's still a whole thing where if I'm going to be reading mail, it's probably better to put the M down. But if I know they're just collecting information about what's the gender of the people who are buying this couch, I'll put female.
Oh, good, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm a female person on the couch. but I'm a male person still when I go through.
I thought you were
porno
gonna,
scanner.
like if you got the couch because it had cup holders, you'll put male.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you got it because
I like the fabric. It's cushy.
When you're talking to a trans person, you can just do all the old '80s gender jokes.
Exactly.
It's great.
Absolutely.
His toilet seat. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I don't know about toilet seats up and down. But man,
The directions.
But I want the toilet paper going around the top. That's.
Somebody went.
I know how to push this button. Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
So that's good. And so you gave notice, but do you have any feedback from that? As a
I'm really lucky to work at a really great place. That it was. Congratulations.
Yeah,
we're behind you. This is great. We're so
and you
happy
had that
you're
feeling
doing
about them. They're people of science. You worked in a you know these people forever, and you know that they respected you. And I think that's important to stress. Like that's very menschy of you. Is that the reason you
femshi
the reason you menschy not non-binary. The you
episode title.
You exercised restraint not out of shame and not out of profiteering or any like self-preservation, but out of actual deference to the environment. Like you said, I think that's cool and neat. Like very heroic. Like there's like. There's different cultures out there where we're all warring with each other. There's people that are militant about the fact that I don't want to throw them under the bus. That they're like, if someone's gay and they're out there, I'm going to out them. You know, that whole thing that we were going through in the 90s when it was like, you're out, we're outing you. And then other people going, well, wait, how is that helping if the person wants to be in the closet? It's like very confusing issues and stuff. So I find that fascinating that you have to just sit on a couch with cup holders and think about that shit a lot. Like you have to. Nobody else has to. Most other people don't have to think that much about that shit, which is actually part and parcel of. On the reverse side, isn't that part of the problem when we run into bigotry and stuff? It's like people going, "What? I got to think about this now," and it's like an unplowed sidewalk in front of their house that you didn't tell them they had, and they're like, "I resent that." Like I don't have work to do.
I think there's a deeper psychological and personality thing that goes into this. That I think just about anybody can come up with some binary that they're a part of, some system that that's imposed on them. But the real issue is is buried in what you were saying is this idea of being self-examining. And being either just by your personal nature, you need to be able to think about how you think. You need to think about how you fit in. And if you have, unfortunately, if you have the privilege, right, if you're higher up Maslow's pyramid, that you actually have the resources and the privilege and the opportunity to really dig into yourself without sacrificing the fact that you don't have. I've got a place to live. I've got food. I've got clothes. I've got family. I've got friends. Okay, good. I can think about whether or not my gender identity matches my equipment. That's a privilege. And then to be able to actually act on it, that's another privilege. And to be able to act on it with a certain amount of safety, that's another privilege. And a lot of people don't get to that point. But I think everybody, I believe in my heart, nobody fits in to anything. The game is to figure out.
That's why when they hear the word privilege, the alarms go up because they think that it precedes their fire truck being taken away. You're privileged. You have too much already, and they feel like Judge Reinhold in Fast Times when the guidance counselor says, "Sorry, but the party's over." He's like, "I'm waiting for it to start." That's what privileged people feel when they hear the word privilege. Is they're like, wait, privilege? I just finished arguing with a lady at the bank that it's my money, and you're telling me stuff about and so it's not to validate anger and hatred, but just to say that's what's happening. Like we all got a lot of shit to deal with, and the word privilege is being perceived too much as like someone wants your pants. You have too much pants. No one wants your pants. You don't have to give anybody your pants. Like it's just never gonna happen. No one's gonna come in and take your pants. And I think and that is why we get down to like, oh, I'm proud of my race and I'm proud of my gender, because it's like it's there's almost an uplifting silver lining there where it's like, well, we used to be worried about who's going to take our property, who's going to, we're in a first world empire, so we could be within reach of actual like kind of like evolution if the timeline goes one way instead of the other, because we've really gotten down to shit that are so fundamental to human nature.
Yeah, we've gotten to this point where we're actually recognizing what's our fear point, right? What really motivates us?
Because you can always sense how like
us.
Megyn Kelly talking about like the Fox News thing. It's like that's always that's what draws those viewers. It's that thing of like, up next, a law that says Santa has to be Mexican, and they like feed into this like this fear. Folks in Acapulco say yes, and there's always this unspoken story of what's next, what are they going to do next, what are they going to take away next, and it's like nothing's ever been taken from you. And nothing's ever been given to you either. Like, you don't even have that much. If you're proud of Santa Claus's color, like, you might be fucking disenfranchised too. you might be a fucking redneck. You might have been handed a pack of saltine crackers by your mama and told that that's a 6-course meal, and that no one's ever going to take these saltines away from you, baby. And it's like there's a like when people get upset when they go like, Santa Claus, there's a biracial Santa Claus at the mall. How could that happen? 50 years ago, Santa was white all the time. Now he's biracial. I can't take it. It happens so fast. The good news with that is that if Santa Claus's color can change that quickly, that means you're a week from being smart. Like, you can change faster. You're not a fucking logo. You're not a children's book. You're not a classic television show. You're not a comic book. Like, you're a fucking human being, and you could have a new tradition that wouldn't be easily defileable because it wouldn't be based on race. Like, it would be having corporate. We've done that with everything else. No one got mad. Well, actually, people did. When someone invented the heater, and someone was probably like, heaters? That little tiny atoms making me hot instead of open flame? What's next? My baby living longer? Like, progress fucks with shit that was happening yesterday, all in every fucking fundamental way. What? I can't eat meat now? Well, I always ate meat. Like, but was it like, what was this? Was this meat country? Was this white country? Was this? It wasn't anything. It's just your culture was a collection of fucking references. Like, it was like, oh, Green Lantern's white. Stephen King's a writer. Everyone should have 2 dogs. Fireplaces are square. It's just random shit. Like that shit changing isn't gonna. What am I talking about? Where did I?
Thank you for coming to Harmontown, everybody. That's been our show. Woo! Let's hear for Dr. Jane.
Congratulations, Jane.
Thank you for our glasses and our beautiful foam cutouts. Brought to you by Excelsior Foam Inserts, the finest in foam inserts. If you want foam inserts, Excelsior Foam Inserts. Steve Levy. The guy that gave us the Werner Herzog book, Spencer Crittenden. That's your son, Devin Cook, Jane's son. I'm Jeff Davis. Your mayor's Dan Harmon.
See you next week.
Drive fast and take chances.